For centuries, Africa and her diaspora have faced the weight of oppression colonialism on the continent and racism across the world. Yet, from the very beginning, there was resistance. When colonial powers carved up Africa, they believed they could suppress entire nations. But Africans refused to be silent. In Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah led the movement that would spark independence across the continent. In Kenya, the Mau Mau Uprising fought against British rule. In Algeria, revolutionaries rose against French colonization. From the Ashanti in West Africa to the Zulu in the South, resistance was constant. In the diaspora, the struggle took different forms. Enslaved Africans resisted on plantations through rebellion, escape, and the preservation of culture. Leaders like Toussaint Louverture in Haiti ignited the first successful slave revolution, creating the world's first black republic. In the United States, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, and Sojourner Truth defied slavery, laying the foundation for civil rights struggles that continue today. The 20th century brought new waves of resistance. Civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks confronted segregation and systemic racism. In South Africa, Nelson Mandela and the African National Congress stood firm against apartheid, supported by a global solidarity movement. Across the Caribbean, thinkers like Marcus Garvey called for black pride, self-determination, and unity. Resistance was never just about political struggle, was also cultural through music, art, and literature. Africans and the diaspora preserved identity and spoke truth to power. Reggae carried the messages of resistance from Jamaica. Hip-hop gave voice to the streets of America. African writers like Chinua Achebe and Ngujwa Biongo challenged colonial narratives, reclaiming the power of story. But resistance is not only history, it continues today. Across the world, people still march against racism, inequality, and from the Black Lives Matter movement in the United States, to student protests in South Africa, to climate justice campaigns across the continent, the fight carries on. Technology and social media have become new battlegrounds where voices, once silenced, now speak loudly and globally. This is the legacy of our ancestors, a legacy of courage, resilience, and determination. They taught us that freedom is never given, is won, and each generation must take up the responsibility to resist injustice in their time. The story of resistance to colonialism and racism is not just about the past, it's about the present and the future we must build. A future free from exploitation, a future rooted in justice, dignity, and equality. So here is the call. Let us continue the struggle. Wherever you are in Africa or in the diaspora, resistance is our shared responsibility. Speak truth to power. Support movements for justice. Use your voice, your platform, your creativity, your vote, your solidarity, and most importantly, let us not resist alone. Let us resist together as one global African family. Because united, we are stronger than any system of oppression.